Next step in our adventure, entering the greenhouse, and not even for a lesson. But we are still going to receive a spell book. The greenhouse, at night. When there's no classes to actually attend here. The plants at the beginning of this area we can use to get some beans. So might as well. Most of the saving on beans I'm going to be doing off screen. But while we are on screen and actually passing on objects where we can get them, I'm of course also not going to skip out on it. Now let's go see where we can actually find what we need to do. There's two things we need to do here, remember. There's also a side quest here. The first item on the Lost and Found board was also at the greenhouse apparently. Here we've got some potion we can scoop up if you've got file ready. I actually do not. Or at least we can pick this up and perhaps use it. But no, this is actually not ours. So we'll be returning that to the Gryffindor common room later. Now first we need to go in here. We actually read the book, so we know how to deal with these things. Hit them with Flipendo, and then pick them up. And throw them out of the way. Does not matter which direction. Just keep on hitting them with Flipendo is actually not going to be good enough. Only the first hit will actually have some effect. After that, no more. And this is indeed how we have to do it. So, once the doorway is actually cleared up, we can go in. Searching for a spell book. Looks like it's going to be over there. Be careful, because in here there's more of these things, so make sure not to trip over them. And then go around and pick up the obvious spell book. Relearning our cutting ability. Because don't forget, that's something we already knew in the first game. But we need to relearn it, the Severing Charm. As is the case with many Grade 2 spells, the Diffindo Severing Charm has a variety of uses. For example, Diffindo can be cast on certain tapestries or wall hangings to reveal heretofore hidden entrances. Students of herbology can also use Diffindo to sever plant stems and roots. And I think that second part of the use is going to be the most important one for now, because I think we are being greeted. These roots actually look like to be performing a dance for us, but they are in fact trying to kill us. We can actually equip our Diffindo spell. Got plenty of buttons for that, so put it anywhere you'd like. It's time for us to start cutting some roots. Also need to get rid of these guys. Now that the roots are in the way, we don't really have a way to go around these guys. So better clean them up. Now we've got some room. The moment your target is actually glowing purple, then you know you've actually selected your target. You can of course use the L button and strafe around in order to change targets. But you can actually see which enemy you're targeting or which object you're targeting by the purple glow that is actually surrounding it. Works with every single spell in this game, by the way. Not just for Diffindo, but the color actually gives away what kind of spell you are targeting them with. That's pretty much how it works. So, now that we have Diffindo, we can actually start thinking about freeing Neville. It's not something I'd actually like to do, but we have to do it for the story. Might as well free the poor guy. We need him in order to play minigames after all. I did skip a couple because of not having enough money on the second day, but still. Like I said, I'm not going to go for all of the wizard cards anyway. I can miss a couple here and there. Let's go save the guy. So we can at least start playing the minigames in the later days as well. Especially the flying minigames. That's one of my favorite ones to do. And those I definitely don't want to skip out on. So it's time we actually get him ready for that. Of course, the minigames are only going to be playable during daytime. That I can already give away. During nighttime, Neville's not going to be there, of course. But every single time it is daytime at Hogwarts, Neville is going to be standing there. And a new set of minigames is going to be available. Now, we are on our way back towards the Gryffindor common room. However, of course, we are going to get interrupted by something else that is going to happen in the story.
Come. to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you.
What was that?
That voice again. The first time it might have been coincidence, but now it is not a coincidence anymore. Let's see if we can actually find out what this voice is. Well, collecting more beans. Still think I have way too few of them. Perhaps we can find something on the second floor. Let's go try going in here. Ooh.
Oh no! Mr. Potter, what on earth is... Oh! What's happened here? I don't know. I found him like this. Follow me, Potter.
Harry was taken to Professor Dumbledore's office.
Professor, I swear I didn't.
Very peculiar. A dead ghost. Or is he dead? That's something we need to find out.
Where he came across the sorting hat.
You've been wondering whether I put you in the right house. Yes, well, you were particularly difficult to place. But I stand by what I said before. You would have done well in Slytherin.
And he also discovered Fawkes, Professor Dumbledore's pet phoenix.
Fascinating creatures, phoenixes. They can carry immensely heavy loads. Their tears have healing powers, and they make highly faithful pets.
And, of course, Professor Dumbledore himself.
I know you're not the attacker, Harry, but I must ask you whether there is anything you'd like to tell me.
Come. Come to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you.
Anything at all?
No, there isn't anything, Professor.
Very well, if you're sure. Good night, Harry.
Night, Professor.
Yeah, I also don't think I would actually dare to tell that I'm hearing voices. Especially such a jolly voice. Saying such nice things. But Harry indeed does not dare to tell it yet. And therefore, this is actually where we leave it with. We are released on the 3rd floor. Which is the office for Professor Dumbledore. Pretty nice to try to clip into the wall here. But eventually it will do nothing. Normally the door is locked, of course. Defense Against Dark Arts is also going to be here. And of course a couple of other classrooms. Give me those beans. I know we can actually get a few from you. There's no chests to open up here. At least not according to my notes. That's actually all we can do here. There are a couple of shields and trophies in this corridor. Those we can actually also try to empty of their beans. See if we can at least get the 50 before returning to the Gryffindor common room. $48. Yeah, it looks like that's not going to be a problem. $53. And you? Oh, there's also books here. Oh! Kinda looked over you, sir. And the moment I did spot you, it was too late. Couldn't avoid being hit. That's the danger of nighttime at Hogwarts. Defense Against Dark Arts we're going to be entering automatically later on in the story. So, let's skip out on that classroom. Try to explore some more. This will lead down back to the 2nd floor again. The slope is a one-way trip, by the way, so if you're not done on the 3rd floor yet, you can try to ignore it. The shortcut was also here in the first game, I can remember. Moving up to the 4th floor. I believe there's only one classroom you can actually enter here. At least one that is worth entering. Collecting beans in the meantime. This is also a place where bugs are flying around, so be careful. These ones I do remember. This is a corridor where I actually come a lot in order to try to grind for beans. So here I can actually remember being bombarded by bugs. Now let's try to figure out what we can find in the classroom. Oh, there's another one of these hands here. You can also try to look into the desks themselves. Usually there's items in there as well. But this I actually don't see as a viable way to try to go for beans. Sometimes there can be beans in there, of course, but usually it's more balloons and stink pellets or nothing at all. That's what you find a bit more in these, so I usually don't check in these whenever grinding for beans. The chances of you finding a lot in there are not very big, so perhaps better to ignore those. But I can of course mention it is a thing. Now, let's go check out the secret passage. We know that's actually a good way to try to get back to the 7th floor. We've already covered this part, so don't have to go find anything in here. Let's just use it as an easy way to get close to the Gryffindor common room. Try to figure out what is happening here. We're still on the mission, of course, trying to save Neville, but in the meantime, we've discovered something else. Something very ominous. A strange voice actually wanting to kill people. And it looks like that voice was even able to. Killed a ghost. Poor Nick. But okay, we are here. Let's go empty this shield. Not sure how all of these beans actually end up in all of these things, but
Wattlebird.
let's not ask too many questions. Let's just enter the Gryffindor common room. Also immediately going to be the end of this night, I think. There's not going to be any new missions here. And this is where we finish off. Alright, Hermione, we have returned. And guess what we have? Something to cut that hair of yours. It's way too long. Actually, it does not work like this. Only this we can actually cut.
Phew. Thanks, Harry. I thought I was never going to get out of there.
Nice one, Harry. Well, all this excitement has worn me out. I think I'll head off to bed.
But Hermione, nearly Headless Nick has been attacked and Oh, I'll tell you in the morning.
Apparently that is not important, Harry. Hermione does not care. But anyway, let's go get behind here. It's an easy wizard card we can actually pick up.
Number 65, Gondoline Oliphant.
Looks like a female Robin Hood to me. But anyway, that's not important who these people are on these pictures. What is important is actually finishing off this first night. We do still have the potions kit we can actually bring in, so if we actually check out the board, we will automatically receive the second item to find. Gryffindor Merit Badge. Dropped while wandering around the Grand Staircase. Oh yeah, of course, and the reward for the first one is another wizard card.
Number 45, Dunbar Oglethorpe.
Whenever doing this mission, all of the items separately will indeed also give us wizard cards. So, yeah, with that I think we are pretty much done when it comes to the first night. Or night 2, I mean. So the first actual night on Hogwarts, but we are done with our missions at least. Time to end the day and start a new one. Let's go see how the story will roll out. Something strange is going on at Hogwarts. Something very dangerous even, that we can already tell. Now, even here during the night we get a roundup of points.
Gryffindor.
We have reached 100 points in the meantime.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff will go up to 90. Oh, actually came close to us. Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
98. Are we still in the lead?
Slytherin.
Yeah, we are. Slytherin 99 points. Wow. 1 point lead. Let's go. But hey, with all of the dangerous stuff going on right now, I think the House Cup is the least of our worries. Daylight has come to Hogwarts again. And it's time for Harry to wake up and continue his adventure. During daytime it's mostly going to be classes. Let's go see what our next class is going to be. Time for us to find out. Cutscene time.
Hello, Hermione. Do you know what lesson we've got first thing?
It's Defense Against the Dark Arts, Harry, with Gilderoy Lockhart. I can't wait.
Me neither.
I'll meet you on the 3rd floor outside the Defense Against the Dark Arts class.
Yeah, I did promise you we would actually go to Defense Against the Dark Arts. Looks like it is already going to be happening. Oh, somebody actually bothered to put this tapestry back on. Something I don't agree with. But anyway, we know there's going to be a new teacher for Defense Against the Dark Arts, Gilderoy Lockhart. The guy that's actually a bit full of himself, that we met at the bookshop. Of course, after Professor Quirrell proving to be the bad guy in the previous game, he's of course not going to be the teacher anymore. Let's see how Lockhart is going to be handling this job. Get out of the way, girls. I want that trophy behind you. I think we can actually switch wizard cards with these girls that are standing over here. Or perhaps not. There is going to be a group of students on the 7th floor we can actually swap with. But apparently it's not these two. Ancient Ruins is also a corridor we need to check out. This is actually one of the few places we don't come for the story, so if you're interested in all of the chests here, we need to go there on our own time. Here we have a chest. And it looks like to be an important one, because it is a wizard card. Thank you.
Number 31. Balfour Blaine.
Already well on our way in order to get the 2nd upgrade to our HP bar. Halfway done. Oh, and here's a special chest. In fact, one we can actually open. A chest that's actually covered in vines. Those we open up with Diffindo. And this one also contains a wizard card.
Number 83. Roderick Plumpton.
Seeker for the England Quidditch team. Interesting. Also something I'd like to play, actually, Quidditch. There's a new game that's actually revolved around Quidditch. Also pretty fun. One of the reasons why I actually became inspired to play the next Harry Potter game, by the way. The first game I got inspired by Hogwarts Legacy. That released just before I started the Let's Play. And this one I'm actually recording shortly after the release of Harry Potter Quidditch. The new Quidditch game. Not to be confused with the other one that actually released on GameCube, PlayStation 2 and Xbox years ago. Oh, here's some more ectoplasm. Not going to be able to open this one up. But we do have more locations to score some beans. And it looks like here's another chest we do have the ability to open up. Perhaps a bit too early in this room. We still need another spell in order to open up the other chest.
Number
But at least we can bring this one along.
Leopoldina Smethwick.
Also Quidditch related. Are you sure this is not secretly the Quidditch classroom? With all of the Quidditch people we find on the wizard cards here. One might actually think. The 5th floor we also need to check out. Also a place we're not going to be going to automatically in the story. This one is locked. And this one, yeah, this one we can enter. Let's see if we can open up all of the chests here. Probably not. Yeah, looks like we can. We are finding plenty of stink pellets in these drawers. Not per se something I'm interested in. And here's another wizard card.
Number 88. Celestina Warbeck.
A wizard that is still alive. Interesting. You don't see that a whole lot. It's not always ancient wizards. Sometimes it's even present ones. Yeah, you're not empty, so worth actually checking out. The chest over here we cannot open up. That is indeed an Aloha Mora chest. We need 100 beans in order to buy Aloha Mora in the shop in this game. However, I'm currently...
Can't get in that way.
That one's locked, so... Why am I even trying? But like I was trying to say, I'm actually saving up on beans to play the minigames. I'm actually a bit behind when it comes to the minigames, so... need to spend my beans on that first. Saving up in order to buy Aloha Mora, I'm going to be doing later. Now, the last couple of rooms on the 2nd floor. Let's go see what we can find here.
Oh, locked.
Oh, girls' bathroom is locked. Luckily, because we are not a girl, so... It would have been weird if we were able to enter that. But this one we actually can enter. This door over here. Remember how I actually skipped out on this room? And this is the reason why. There's a chest in here we can open up with Diffindo. So, I did not want to go in here before actually having Diffindo.
Number 74.
And that's why we were able to pick up
nightly.
the wizard card. Another reason why this room is so famous is because this is a very good spot to grind for beans. As you can see, there's a couple of these boxes over here to actually contain a lot of beans. And there's also a lot of these boxes, so every single time you reload this area, you can find a lot of beans here. 30 beans can easily be obtained here. Remember this place. I'll be returning here oftenly in order to grind. For now, I will actually continue on, since we are recording after all.